Hi guys, my name is Nuno and today I'd like to show you Narration. Narration is a PHP framework that I'm starting from scratch. It's just me having some fun, and today I'd like to show you the philosophies and all the work that have been done so far. So first of all, the philosophies. Narrations tries to follow some DDD-oriented code architecture, which means that all the source folder is actually organized around DDD. And we are going to see that in a couple of minutes. The second rule is actually zero coupling to the framework. All the code that is inside the source directory actually have zero coupling to the narration framework itself. And we actually have built some PHP stand rules to ensure that. And we also have great PHP stand rules to ensure the quality of code. And the final philosophy is actually we are compliant with most of the PSR interfaces, which means that we are PSR 7 and PSR 15 compliant. All right, but let me show you the source code of this project. So first of all, as I told you, the all source folder actually organized around DDD. So we do have our application layer, the domain layer, infrastructure layer, and presentation layer. All right, so all the code inside this folder have zero coupling to the narration framework itself. You may actually find some coupling to the framework on the config folder. And the config folder, you're actually able to define the console routes, and the console routes is just a place where you define the comments of the console, which means that you are able actually to register a console command on this router from the console layer. Same goes for the http.php file, so you also get the router out of the HTTP layer, and then you are able to register middlewares and also register your routes right here. All right. We also have the container.php file, and this is just a small and simple yet powerful PSR 11 container. And to do the definitions of the container, the bindings, you actually pass an array of injectors. And an injector is just a simple PHP class. You will actually find some bindings. So here is an example. You want to bind the task repository interface to the concrete implementation task repository. So I think it's simple. It's just injectors because they inject bindings on the container. All right, so the application contains the console, the HTTP layer, and also the injectors. Injectors, we already have seen them. The console are just simple console commands. They're actually super simple. They have invocable classes. They are actually super simple. They are invocable, which means that they receive an input and you are able to output something with this instance of output interface of Symfony. All right, so these are the console commands. We also have middlewares, which means that they are actually responsible to do some stuff with the request if they want to, and then at the end delegate the proper request handler. And those are the request handlers. So as you may saw on the HTTP .php file, you saw that you are actually registering when someone performs a get on this route, you want to respond with this request handler. And this is just a simple class that receives the request and returns a response. Behind the scenes, I'm actually using converting this array to a JSON response, and I may change this in the future because it seems to me that it's kind of some magic behind the scenes. But anyway, this will be converted to a JSON response automatically. All right. So HTTP layer, console layer, and injectors on the application folder. You also have the domain folder. So the domain is the place where your domain logic belongs. All right, so this is the place that you may want to put some logic jobs and everything related to the domain itself. you have the infrastructure folder, and this is the place where everything related to the infrastructure, such as persistence, logging, cache, everything related to the server, to the infrastructure. So pretty simple as well. I think so, right? And at the end, we have the presentation layer, which is the folder where all the user interface will be. So all the files related to the user interface will be inside presentation. All right. And we may have some topics that we didn't cover today, but this is just an informal video to show you some interesting stuff about narration. Something that I'm finding here is actually we have something really cool also. PHP Stan is actually with steroids on narration, which means that we have coded some PHP Stan rules to ensure that you actually code with quality, and it's really powerful. I encourage you to take a look. And that's it. Please, guys, if you find this video interesting and if you want to know more about the reasons why I'm building this framework, please do ask for some more videos, and I will be happy to do it. Thanks.